नमस्कार।
आवाज आ रही है सबको?
मैं हिरण्य हिमकर, सुप्रभात सभी प्रतिभागियों का, सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का, जो यहाँ इस ऑनलाइन माध्यम से आज के ज्ञान योग यानी पाथ ऑफ नॉलेज, ज्ञान का जो पथ है उसे जानने के लिए इसके पहले भाग में उपस्थित हुए हैं। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि ये जो 2 सप्ताह का पुनश्चया यानी कि रिफ्रेशर पाठ्यक्रम है, इसमें सभी प्रतिभागी लाभान्वित हो रहे होंगे और गीता के ज्ञान को आधुनिक जीवन में उसकी प्रासंगिकता के साथ उसको अपने जीवन में किस तरीके से स्थापित कर पाए, उसके ज्ञान को हम किस तरीके से उपयोग में ला पाए, इन तमाम बिंदुओं पर हम लगातार ये पाठ्यक्रम चला रहे हैं। देश विदेश से जितने भी विषय विशेषज्ञ हैं जो श्रीमद् भगवत गीता को जानते हैं, उसके सार को, उसका निचोड़ हमारे सामने उन्होंने प्रस्तुत किया है और उसके साथ साथ अलग अलग विषयों के माध्यम से उन्होंने हमारे सामने गीता विषय विषय को बहुत ही आसानी से आज के संदर्भ में हमें समझाने की कोशिश की है। और यही हमारे इस पाठ्यक्रम का उद्देश्य भी है कि 2 सप्ताह में हम गीता को अपने शिक्षण में, अपनी शिक्षण प्रणाली में, अपने जीवन व्यवहार में और अपने चिंतन में एक दार्शनिक और एक आध्यात्मिक और एक शैक्षणिक परिवेश में किस तरीके से लेकर आए, इसी उद्देश्य के तहत हम सब लोग यहाँ पर इकट्ठा हुए हैं और इस पाठ्यक्रम को संचालित कर रहे हैं, सफलतापूर्वक संचालित कर रहे हैं। आज का जो पहला सत्र है, जो फर्स्ट सेशन है, वो है कि ज्ञान योग द पाथ ऑफ नॉलेज, कि ज्ञान योग के जरिए ज्ञान के पथ पर कैसे अग्रसर हुआ जा सकता है। इसके पहले भाग में आज हमारे विषय विशेषज्ञ के रूप में श्री शशिकांत जोशी जी जुड़ चुके हैं। मैं रामानुजन कॉलेज की तरफ से और सेंटर फॉर ह्यूमन साइंसेज ऋषिकूट विश्वविद्यालय की तरफ से आपका स्वागत करता हूं। सर, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है कि इस विषय में विषय विशेषज्ञ के रूप में आप हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं और ज्ञान योग द पाथ ऑफ द नॉलेज के इसके पहले भाग में आप अपनी बात रखेंगे और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आपकी बात से हमारे सारे प्रतिभागी लाभान्वित होंगे। मैं संक्षेप में सर का परिचय आप लोगों के सामने प्रस्तुत करना चाहता हूं ताकि आप ये समझ सकें कि वो संस्कृत भाषा, संस्कृति और भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा और उसकी प्रणाली के प्रति किस तरीके से सर प्रतिबद्ध रहे हैं। श्री शशिकांत जोशी जी एक लेखक, प्रखर वक्ता और शिक्षक हैं। आपने प्राचीन संस्कृत के ज्ञान को आधुनिक जीवन और आधुनिक नेतृत्व के साथ समन्वय करने में लगातार काम किया है। आईआईटी खड़गपुर के आप पूर्व छात्र हैं, जहां से आपने बीटेक किया है और मिनेसोटा विश्वविद्यालय से आपने एमएस किया है। आप आईटी से शिक्षण और प्रसारण की ओर गए हैं, यानी कि आप आईटी क्षेत्र से शिक्षक बने, उसके बाद फिर उस शिक्षण को आपने प्रसारित किया है पूरे विश्व भर में। आपने प्रैक्टिकल संस्कृत .com की स्थापना की है। ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात मैं आप लोगों के सामने रखने जा रहा हूं, जो श्री शशिकांत जोशी जी ने रखा है। प्रैक्टिकल संस्कृत .com की स्थापना की है, जहां आप व्यवहारिक दृष्टिकोण से और उसकी अंतर्दृष्टि से संस्कृत शिक्षाओं को प्रसारित कर रहे हैं पूरे विश्व भर में। आपने फेडिलिटी इन्वेस्टमेंट, फोर्टिस हॉस्पिटल और भारतीय रेल में कॉरपोरेट वार्ताएं दी हैं। साथ ही आईआईटी खड़गपुर और आईआईएम बेंगलोर जैसे संस्थानों में आपने कई व्याख्यान दिए हैं। आपके कार्यों में एटीट्यूड शिफ्ट, संस्कृत सीखने के लिए एक कार्य पुस्तिका और विभिन्न ऑनलाइन पाठ्यक्रम शामिल हैं, जिसे आप देख सकते हैं वेबसाइट पर। आपने वेबिनार और कार्यशालाएं जैसे लीडरशिप थ्रू द एजेस और सो यू थिंक यू नो योर वाल्मीकि रामायणा, इस पुस्तक ने काफी लोकप्रियता हासिल की है। आप ऑनलाइन माध्यम के जरिए समकालीन जितने भी रिसर्चर हैं उनको लगातार संस्कृत ज्ञान को बहुत सुलभ और आधुनिक जीवन में आधुनिक तरीके से और वैज्ञानिक तरीके से संस्कृत ज्ञान को कैसे सीखा जा सकता है, इसके लिए आप लगातार कार्य कर रहे हैं। तो ये रामानुजन महाविद्यालय और सेंटर फॉर ह्यूमन साइंसेज ऋषिकूट विश्वविद्यालय के संयुक्त तत्वाधान में इस पाठ्यक्रम का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। और सर, हमें बहुत खुशी है कि हम आपको विषय विशेषज्ञ के रूप में बुलाकर और ज्ञान योग द पाथ ऑफ नॉलेज यानी कि ज्ञान के मार्ग पर प्रशस्त होने के लिए आपके नेतृत्व में तैयार हैं। सर, आपका स्वागत, अभिवादन, अभिनंदन रामानुजन महाविद्यालय परिवार की ओर से। सर
नमस्ते, नमस्कार टू एवरीबॉडी। मैं इस सत्र में भी इंग्लिश में बात करूँगा। जहाँ-जहाँ संस्कृत के शब्द आएँगे वहाँ-वहाँ मैं संस्कृत की शब्दावली ही यूज़ करना चाहूँगा। लेकिन जहाँ कोई ज़्यादा मतभेद नहीं हो वहाँ पे ट्रांसलेशन भी यूज़ हो जाएगा। क्योंकि ये यूट्यूब पर भी होगा तो शायद बाद में भी भविष्य में कोई देखे जिसे हिंदी न आती हो तो वो भी इससे कुछ ज्ञान प्राप्त कर सके। इस कारण से
सर, मैं बीच में आपको
हुँ,
रोक रहा हूँ। हमारे साथ 338 प्रतिभागी पूरे देश भर से जुड़े हुए हैं, तो इसका प्रसारण और इसका जो वितरण है, वो बहुत बड़े पैमाने पर हो रहा है और यही हमारे इस पाठ्यक्रम की सफलता भी है सर। सर, माफ़ कीजिएगा बीच में आपको बस इसके लिए बताने के लिए आपको। जी।
हाँ जी, जी, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल। अभी कितने पार्टिसिपेंट्स ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं अभी ज़ूम में?
अभी
चेक
100 से
करने की
ऊपर
ज़रूरत है?
पार्टिसिपेंट ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं। 100 से अधिक पार्टिसिपेंट्स आ चुके हैं
अच्छा,
सर।
कुछ वेट
धीरे-धीरे
करें
उनकी
या
संख्या।
बाद में लोग ज्वाइन कर लेंगे?
जी।
टाइम के हिसाब से मेरे ख्याल से शुरू कर देना चाहिए हमें,
जी
जो
सर,
नहीं
जी।
आए वो आते रहेंगे।
जी सर।
तो शुरू करने से पहले जस्ट 1-2 छोटी-छोटी बातें मैं कहना चाहूँगा। पिछला सत्र भी मैंने लिया था, शायद आप लोगों को अच्छा लगा। मेरा प्रयास हमेशा ये रहता है, माय एफर्ट्स इज़ कि ज्ञान का मैं करूँ क्या? Science by itself is of no use if it can't be used in a technology and do something, right? तो ज्ञान सिर्फ ज्ञान के लिए मतलब वो एक या तो मेंटल जिम्नास्टिक समझ लो या समझ लो कि भाई यू नो फॉर द सेक ऑफ इट, लेकिन उसका अगर कोई यूज नहीं है, प्रयोजन नहीं है, तो वो फिर आत्म अपनी ही खुशी के लिए हो सकता है, आर्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ आर्ट। लेकिन मेरा हमेशा ये उद्देश्य रहा है कि, और ये मानना भी है कि हर ज्ञान का कुछ ना कुछ उसका उपयोग है, और इसीलिए किसी ने उसे कहा और ढूंढा, शेयर किया। वरना जो सिर्फ ज्ञान के लिए था वो बहुत बहुत कम है, जो कि भाई अभी हमें पता ही नहीं क्या करना है, कुछ नहीं। तो ज्ञान योग में भी और कर्म योग में भी और गीता में, उपनिषद में, जहां पर भी हो, मैं चाहता हूं हमेशा कि आज मैं उसका क्या करूं। ठीक है, मान लिया कि हजारों साल पहले भी हम इतनी ऊंची ऊंची बातें सोच सकते थे, लेकिन एक तो वो है कि भाई हमारे परदादा बहुत महान थे, मैं क्या करूं उसका, राइट? मैं कैसे महान बनूं? ये मुख्य बात मेरे दिमाग में हमेशा रहती है कि कुछ भी मैं पढ़ता हूं तो अच्छा लगता है कि कितनी बड़ी बात कह दी, लेकिन इमीडिएटली होता है कि उसका मैं क्या करूं अब, आज के ज़माने में क्या करूं? बिना मेरी नौकरी छोड़े, बिना परिवार छोड़े, सारे जीवन की समस्याएँ उसमें सबके होते हुए, मैं उस ज्ञान का क्या करूं? तो चलिए आज देखते हैं ज्ञान योग। यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिः ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम। ये गीता जी का अंतिम श्लोक है, और उसमें बेसिकली यही कहा है कि जहाँ कृष्ण जैसा गाइड हो और अर्जुन जैसा डूअर हो, करने वाला हो, तो वहाँ तो विजय भी होगी, श्री भी होगी, विभूति और सब कुछ होगा। ये मेरा मत है। ये संजय कह रहे हैं, व्यास जी कह रहे हैं संजय के थ्रू। तो आज का हमारा टॉपिक है ज्ञान योग, नेचर ऑफ ट्रू नॉलेज, सेल्फ इंक्वायरी एंड डिटैचमेंट, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सेल्फ, द वर्ल्ड एंड द डिवाइन। काफ़ी भारी भारी टॉपिक्स हैं। कर्मयोग में तो हम देखते थे कि भाई सभी काम करते हैं तो कुछ ना कुछ फायदा हो ही जाएगा। ज्ञान में तो सोचने की बात है। तो वैसे ही वी डोंट वांट टू थिंक टू मच, अरे क्या कहाँ फंस गए, लेट्स मूव ऑन विद लाइफ। लेकिन यहाँ और ज्ञान योग, व्हेन इट इज इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी, obviously it is more than how do I do this task, that task. It is beyond that. It is not just the mundane knowledge of doing mundane tasks. It says what is the knowledge that will set me free from all my problem, because we all have some problem. Nobody is perfectly happy, right? If anybody is perfectly happy, please comment it in the comment box that you have no problem, no tension, no nothing in life, everything is perfect, right? If that is the case, then you have reached nirvana, moksha, everything. So because we have all this, we want to get beyond that. All this is there. So we saw last time on karma yoga how we can be engaged in karma so that we don't bring in sorrow, and maybe it is more of happiness. So this time we will think about the thought that changes our outlook. Then we can engage in karma yoga and whatever yoga. But even to do, we should know how to do, right? So even knowledge is required even to do some action. So Gyan Yoga is that part. Now let's move ahead with that. So dhyanen atmani pashyanti kechit atmanam atmana. Some people, they see me by meditating. Dhyanen atmani pashyanti. They see me in themselves. Anye sankhyen yogena dharma yogena cha apare. So some people meditate upon me. Some people do jnana yoga. Some people do karma yoga. But what are they doing it for? They're all doing it for the same ultimate goal of uh, being united. Huge. To be united. Right? All the yoga is basically to be united with that. So there are multiple paths. The main point is all these paths are valid. It is not like this is better, that is better, or that is useless, this is useless. Not like that. So most commonly we see that people who are in bhakti yoga, others will say this is all superstition, this is all bakwas, and this is not good and all. Somebody will say, what Gyan Yoga and all? Do, man. You're sitting there just thinking, what is it? Do some work. So somebody said Karma Yoga is the best. Somebody will say, all this is Maya, so Gyan Yoga is the best. So here Krishna clearly says that some does it this way, some does it that way. There is no contradiction. Now this apparent contradiction that we see is actually resolved when we understand that there are different paths because there are different temperaments of people. Somebody is a thinker, somebody is a doer, somebody is a feeler. So bhav kisi mein zyada hai, kisi mein karm zyada hai, sattva, rajas, tamas. We will see those three guna also. Different proportions of sattva, rajas, and tamas gives different temperaments also. Biologically, if you want to understand, we know that everybody is not created equal. Very similar, but not same. Otherwise, everybody would be as smart as everybody else. Everybody will be able to do everything. It's not that, right? So some people have a stronger body, much more immunity. Some have smarter brains, and there's nothing to feel, superior, inferior. It is just a fact that we all have been given different percentage of sattva, rajas, tamas, the genes, the brains, and all that stuff. So based on our temperament, somebody might say, I want to find out, they can sustain thought, they can analyze things. They are the ones who use their brains a lot, and they will analyze logically and reach to some conclusion, and that is how they resolve their problem. And then there are people who can't, sustain abstract thinking or thinking for, on one topic for a long time. They would rather do something. So that is the Karma Yoga path. Then there are some who feel a lot. They are not impelled to think a lot or do too much, but they do feel for people, right? So that is the Bhakti Yoga mark. So depending on the temperament, something might be more suitable for a person than the other path. The beauty is we all have the mind, the body, and the feeling. So we think, we do, we feel, all of us. So we all can benefit from these three paths of yoga little bit. So for example, if you are a thinker, too much thinker, but some bhakti yoga will help you, because then it will give you some shraddha, it will diminish your ego, pride will go away. Some karma yoga will help you, others will sit, sit motionless, sit doing nothing, just thinking, and then you are not being helpful to the society or to yourself. So even if you have figured out, teaching others itself is a karma. So just because you have got the wisdom, don't just withdraw from everything. Still be participant. So everybody can benefit from some proportion of each of the yogic paths. So first thing you should always remember that anybody who is, somebody says, oh, he's a bhakta, he's a superstitious guy. Now maybe that guy is superstitious in the sense, even in bhakti, some jnana is required. Who are you trusting? Who are you believing in? Not just some Swami Baba person. You have to believe in. That's why, see, all our culture, we have the divine comes in a form that is not exactly historically born. Because if it is historically born, we can get tied down to that person and miss the bigger picture, right? So we don't have any historically born person to be put on the highest pedestal. So if you have a guru, a swami that you believe in, you have faith in, great. I'm not saying don't have faith, but that is not the end. So suppose you are, you're a believer of a certain pantha, or you are a believer in certain Swami Baba XYZ. I'm not saying don't believe in the XYZ, but you should always remember that XYZ Baba or Swami is not the destination. He's just a flashlight or a lamppost on the way to the divine, right? Now, after having said everything is equal, it says Shreyan Dravyamayat Yagyat Jnana Yagya Parant. Now, we saw last time Yagna means something done with the sense of offering for the greater good, right? So, we also saw that there are a lot of types of Yagna. And it is one is that offering, something in that is just a ritual. But what are you doing it for? So you could be doing a Jnana Yagna, Tapo Yagna, you could be doing Dravya Yagna, where the Dravya Yagna is where the importance is of the things, material things. So it says that better than the material things Yagna is Jnana Yagna. Because in Jnana Yagna, when you do it properly, all the karmas will end in that. Once you know, and what does it mean by all the karmas will end in that? And again, I like to, uh, whenever there's a mysterious saying, I like to figure out what does it actually mean. They might have said it in a compact way, so we are not able to understand. So when we say that in Gyan, all the karmas will be over, right? Sarvam karma akhilam jnane parisamapyate. In Gyan, everything will be done, finished. There's no more karma left. What does it mean? And I think a slide will come later also. Last time we saw that the one who sees uh, a karma, sorry, one who sees karma in a karma and a karma in karma is the one who is seeing correctly. His all the bondage are gone. What does it mean? You do in a way that you don't get the fruits. That means you do with detachment. So the fruits will not come. So it will be as if you didn't even do the karma because they didn't come to you. The fruits didn't come to you. Just like somebody else does a karma, their fruit will not come to you. Similarly, karma is not the problem. Fruit is also not the problem. It is the attachment that is the problem. Always remember that. No karma is big or small or useless or any. Every karma is good. It is the attachment that causes problem. So it says that when you have the proper knowledge, proper jnana, then all the karmas will be over because you will realize that there is no point attaching to the roots of the karma. So you will still do karma. It's not that it's saying that once you get jnana, don't do karma. Gita clearly says even the wise should do karma with the same sincerity of effort as the one who is ignorant and selfishly doing karma. Like that only you keep doing. Never reduce the quality of your karma, right? But with the Gyan, you will realize there is no point being attached to the fruit. Now, it says that the supreme position of knowledge that we are talking about, basically in the last slide itself, it says that it's the highest purifier. And the Dravya Yajna is better than, is inferior to Jnana Yajna. Now, the ultimate aim of any spiritual practice, whichever you choose, or any path, we have 4 paths in Gita itself. There could be other paths also. Ultimate goal is what? Is actually to transform your inside. That is the main aim. And what is transforming inside? Because we all have a mind, we all will think, we all will uh, approach anything with a certain mindset. Whether you're actually doing karma or sitting idle, you will have a mind that is thinking. So ultimately, we want to transform your thinking. And how do you transform your thinking? By making you understand the reality of the things. Right? So once you understand that, then your mindset will change, and then you will still do the same things, but with a different mindset, with much more calm inside, much more sincerity, much more effort, and yet not attached. So you will not be disturbed by the results that come. That is the meaning. Now, having said this, it says, Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyas karma. Both sannyas and karma yoga, both Gyan Yoga and karma yoga are great. तयोः तु कर्म संन्यासात् कर्म योगः विशिष्यते. Even then, karma yoga is easier to do than jnana yoga. Why is it saying so? Because remember, karma comes naturally to everybody because of the triguna. Gyan requires a little bit more effort, in the sense, like, maybe you're not inclined to a lot of, analytical thinking, logical thinking, holding on to an idea and doing. So, like, for example, those people who do research, real deep cutting edge research, they can hold on to a thought for a long duration, trying to figure out how to solve it. Others might just give up, right? So it's not a problem, but it's just a fact. So Jnana Yoga, even though it is better, just what it said, because Jnana Yoga will clear your understanding, which will help you in whichever yoga you want to do. So some portion of Jnana Yoga is good, but it might be difficult to approach because of one's ability, reduced ability or whatever. Somebody might not understand the deeper, subtle things. So Karma Yoga is easier because Karma is natural to everybody. And then it says that Yat Sankhya Prapyate Sthanam, whatever position the Sankhya Jnana Yogi gets at the end of the journey, whatever and all, but yoga hi api gamyate, that same thing is received by Karma Yoga also. So one who sees Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga as the same thing, he is the one who sees it rightly. Very important. There's no need to fight over this yoga is better, that is my approach is better. Are you transforming yourself? That's the only thing, right? So both Gyan and Karma Yoga will lead to the same end result. Okay? These are just two paths. Somebody is taking a lift, somebody is taking the stairs, somebody is climbing through a rope. So something is different, difficult, something is more difficult, less difficult, like that. So with that preface to Jnana Yoga, let's move to our first topic, nature of true knowledge, self-inquiry. Now I also want to add here that these topics obviously are deep, and it is not possible for me to do justice in 3 hours, or for you to have a complete transformation in 3 hours. It takes years of mulling over the content and trying to apply in your life with sincerity, that you will see some transformation. So if today we are just looking at it academically, okay, we have to finish one session, that's one thing. But if you are here, then see if you can take away something that you can actually apply in your life and make your life better. And if your life gets better, your karmas will get better, and those in your sphere of influence will be also, their lives will get better, because you will impact them in a better way. So now we're just setting the Gyan Yoga comes right in chapter 2 itself. So what has happened very quickly, I mean, we all know the Gita. So when the war is about to start, Arjun says, who are the foolish people who want to die at my hand? I want to see, take my Ratha in the middle of the two armies. So how he says is, who are the foolish people who want to die at my hand, who are eager to fight with me? Who are those who want to die? So sure, right? So to break his this thing, and to make sure that he is ready for the war, Krishna takes the chariot and situates the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma is the eldest in his bloodline. And so there are two types of elders. No, one is the generational bloodline, and the other is Vidya. So Guru is the Dronacharya is standing in front, and Bhishma is the eldest of his bloodline. And he says, these are the he doesn't say that these are the foolish people who want to die fighting you, but he says these are the guys. He just puts them there and says, see. So all of a sudden, Arjun realizes that, the gravity of his decision. He had decided to fight very, very calmly. He had decided. That's why they all got together. But now, actually seeing, Bhishma and Drona, he all of a sudden is unsure. And why has been Gita put right in the middle of a battlefield is that is the greatest of dilemma you can ever have. You have to physically kill those who gave you the first birth and the second birth. First birth is your elders, second birth is your guru. So you will be killing them potentially. If they don't back off, you will have to kill because you are in the war. There can be no bigger dilemma than this. No bigger, should I or should I not? Right? Everything else is nothing in front of that. Should I take this job or not? Yeah, big deal. You can decide whichever you want. Should I take the stairs or the other thing? Should I watch this movie or not movie? None of those are as important as, should I kill my own teachers and relatives? Am I doing the right thing? So that is when he starts having the Arjun Vishada Yoga. He starts, very depressed and I don't want to fight. So this is the opening line where Krishna says, Ashochan Anushochastvam. Those who should not be shoch is the word shok also come from there, is regret, mourning, feeling grief. So those who should not be grieved for them you are grieving. Pragyavadanscha bhasaje, but you talk as if you are a very wise person. So you talk very wisely. This, that, I'm not going to fight. This is not good. Full first chapter, he says so many things. He decides for himself, then tells Arjun, Krishna, that you tell me. So first he says, I have decided this. Now you tell me. So Krishna is saying that you are grieving for those whom you should not grieve, and then you talk as if you are a wise person. Gata soon agata soonscha na na anushocanti pandita. This is very, very important. Gata soon, those who have gone. Agata soon, those who have not gone yet. Right? They will also go. That is the underlying thing. There is nobody who is not going to go. Some have gone, some will go. So just because they are now in front of you doesn't mean that they will be here forever. They will go. So why are you grieving now? Because someday they will go, you grieve then. You just are the instrument of them going now. And why? Because they have taken the side of adharma, and you are here to, make sure dharma is stable. That's the only reason you're fighting them. You're not fighting them just like that. Just the side that they have taken makes you fight them. एषा ते अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धि योगे विमा शृणु बुद्धि अयुक्त है यया पार्थ कर्म बंधम प्रहास्यसि. So the wisdom is what will get rid of the bond. Okay, so buddhi yoge to ima shunu. If you use your buddhi and then you with the proper thinking, proper mindset, if you do the karma, then they will not bind you. Otherwise, they will bind you. व्यावसायित्मिका बुद्धिः एक हि कुरुनंदन बहुशाखा hi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayina. Now, vyavasaya today we understand is business, right? Vyavasaya. It's getting busy with something. That is what it is. Now, the one who does business is completely focused on their business, right? So, whether it is a business like commercial business or, hey, this is not your business, right? We say, mind your business. So, whatever you are doing with full focus. So, vyavasayitmika buddhi means a focused buddhi. So, you need a very focused buddhi, not a bahushakha. If it is distracted mind, it doesn't get anything done. So, you have to be focused. That's what it means here. Yavat artha udapane sarvatah sampluta udake. Yavat artha udapane. Udapan is a small, utensil of water. So what is the use of a utensil of water or a small lake or a small, not even lake, small ditch, right? When sarvatah samutpal udake, suppose there's a big flood, right? Everywhere there's water. Everywhere there's water. Now, who cares about a puddle of water, right? Everywhere there's water. If there is no water, then you'll care about the puddle also. You'll care about bucket of water also if there's no water anywhere. But when it's flooded, then what? So it says that once you know the wisdom, the true knowledge, after that Brahmagyan, after the Brahmagyan, all the Veda and the Shastra, whatever they are telling you, the karmas, right? Do this, do that, and all karma kand and all these things. You will have that much use for all the karmas mentioned in the Veda and Shastra, as much use you will have for a small puddle of water when it is flooded. What does it mean? That the Brahma Jnana, the ultimate Jnana that happens, is so overwhelming and so ever encompassing that nothing else will matter after. Everything else will look very trivial in front of the supreme knowledge. Now, it's very important to remember that the karmas mentioned in the Veda and the Shastras are not bad or wrong or anything. They are a starting point because karma comes naturally to us. So nobody is born Jnani. So till the true knowledge dawns on us, we should do the karmas that are, by tradition and by Shastra and by dharma, which is law and order, whatever is told. So basically, it says that when you get the higher knowledge, then all these small uh, you know karmas, yajnas done with selfish interest, they will all drown in that. Nothing will matter after that. Now, so there are a lot of shlokas, so I will try to go slightly faster, but I do want to mention small things wherever it is important. So it says that this is a very ancient lineage. He says, first I told this to Surya, and then Surya told it to Vaivasvat, and then he told to Manu, and then Manu told Ikshvaku. And then obviously the yogic tradition is very old. That's what Krishna is saying. And what does it mean actually that I told it to Surya and Vaivasvat and all? What is it trying to say is that these principles, see, Karma Yoga applies only to those who do karma, right? But Gyan Yoga applies to anybody because Gyan Yoga is like the pure science, right? Even if you are not doing karma, what will be mentioned about Prakriti and all, whether they are living beings are also not there, even then it applies. So the point is that these principles are as old as creation. For example, gravity came up with the creation itself. All the electrons, protons, neutrons, atoms, and all, they were there with the creation itself. After that, you make some mixing of this thing and that thing, new things come. So this jnana, the yogic jnana, is as old as creation itself. We might be discovering it now, right? You understand that point, right? That gravity has been there even before it was discovered. The force has been there even before we knew that sun, there is a nuclear fire happening. It was happening. We came to know now. Doesn't mean the knowledge was not there before. It was not there with us before, right? So this tradition is very long.